Hi, this is Kristen Sharma, and I have a lesson today for you on the word courage. And I love to teach through stories, so I have kind of a fun story for you. Many years ago, my husband and I were at the movie theater, and we were watching a really wonderful movie, and when we came out, the weather was just terrible. It was raining and there was hail and tornado sirens were going off and the winds were blowing and the parking lot was almost empty. I think everyone else knew that there was a storm coming, but the people in the movie didn't. So we were all scattering and rushing home, running to our vehicles and jumping in our car. And as we drove off to, race to get home and to beat the tornado, I noticed out of the corner of my eye, there was a woman kind of pushing another older woman in a wheelchair, and this woman happened to be very much handicapped. And so I said to my husband, we've got to pull over and we've got to help. That took courage. That's something that my parents luckily taught me. Sometimes you've got to sacrifice your own needs for others. For example, it would have been in our best interest to get home quickly because there was possibly a tornado coming. But it took courage to reach out and help somebody else at possibly our own expense. So we drove over there, jumped out of our car with the rain, we were drenched, and offered to help her. And she was so grateful. My husband had the umbrella out, and I'm helping her get her in the car, and the umbrella's blowing backwards. And, it was a lot of it was scary because the weather was getting worse and worse. And then, someone pulled up with another umbrella, a bigger one and a stronger one, and we were able to help. So they had pulled over to help too. And we finally got the woman in the car, and the handicapped woman, and her caretaker who had been pushing her was very grateful and quick jumped in the car because a tornado was coming our way. And we jumped in our car and drove home really quickly. And as we sat there, I just remember we were sitting in the garage watching the storm go by and thinking to ourselves, this is one of the best experiences of our life. We've had amazing things happen to us, some nice successes, but reaching out, making a sacrifice for someone else, making a difference, possibly at your own expense, it's just one of the most amazing feelings. It's what we call being a hero or, being a leader. And it takes courage for these things. So, it's not the absence of fear. It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway because it's the right thing to do. And it's making a positive difference for someone else. So a lot of people might say, oh, being courageous, you can use courage for all kinds of things, but I inspire you to be courageous for the betterment of the world, for a win-win, for making a positive difference for someone else. And so I just invite you sometime today to use your courage to do something great for someone else. This is Kristen Sharma signing off.